Okay.
I think, yeah. Okay, I think we're good. I think we were waiting for a few more people, but we'll get started anyway because we don't have a lot of time together. This is a really condensed meeting. We really want to try and get to know you quickly and then leave room for answering any questions you may have about becoming a member of Impact 100 SRQ. So welcome. We're so excited you're here and that you're interested in joining us. And some of you I've spoken with over the phone already, and hopefully I've closed the deal. But if I haven't, tonight will be the night. I just know it. So let's get started. I will start. First of all, I'm wearing my Français bonjour to all the guest t-shirt. So in the spirit of welcoming you and saying hello. My name is Holly Schulman. I am one of the members on the board of directors of Impact 100 SRQ, and my role is membership recruiting director. Surprise, surprise. So I am excited that you're all here tonight and would like to start by having our guests who are in the room, because we do have a couple of members, but our guests who are in the room introduce themselves very quickly and tell us as quickly as you can, but as concisely as you can, why you're here tonight and what made you decide to take an hour out of your evening to learn more about Impact 100 SRQ. And why don't we start with Christy.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Holly. Good to see you again. I assume everybody can hear me okay. Sometimes the distance to the computer is an impact. I just wanted to connect with like-minded people, wanted to get more active in the volunteering in the area. I'm new to the area. I moved here 18 months ago, and you probably all know we've been like on what I call lockdown for about 12 months. So this just seemed like a group that I could connect with the mission and was very interested, etc. So real happy and real excited about what the work that Impact 100 is doing and how I may be able to contribute to that.
Thank you, Christy. I can tell you firsthand that being new to Sarasota 18 months ago myself, joining Impact 100 was the best thing I ever did, not only to get to know some very special women, but to learn about the community in a really meaningful way through the FAC process. So thank you for being here tonight. Jane Von Hahman, your mic is unmuted, so you should be able to speak. If you may have your volume down on your computer. Oh, maybe. Jane, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I figured it out.
Good. Yay.
It's called privacy settings. So am I up?
Yes, you're on. May as well.
Hi, I'm Jane Von Hahman, and I have known about Impact 100 for a couple of years now. And so I watched what you all did last year and was just blown away. The impact you have, the process by which you follow just is so incredible. I've been in Manatee County for 46 years. I was a commissioner for 8 of those years. And it's just what we do. I think what you guys do means so much that I'm looking at joining your ranks.
Yay. That's great. We're so excited to have you. We're so excited you learned how to unmute your mic. And, thank you for all those compliments. Really appreciate you having you here. Who wants to go next?
Holly, can I just mention, this is Alice.
Hi, Alice.
That I have a friend here, Candace Green, and so I couldn't find you, Candace, initially. I went to a different room, but I'd love to introduce her to the group. We're both Chicagoans and neighbors in Chicago, and she's becoming a Sarasota neighbor as well. So I wanted her to learn a little bit more about Impact 100.
Well, thank you, Alice, for bringing your friend. One of our overarching messages this year has been for each of our members to reach one other member, and we appreciate you doing that so much, Alice. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, Candace?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I am really happy to be here. I am brand new to Sarasota within a week, so that's why my Zoom room looks a little bit like a hostage video. There's nothing on the walls, and I'm just in this white room, so forgive me. And as Alice said, most of the time, I live in Evanston, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. I am a lawyer and a mediator, and I'm still working. And so just so happy. My husband and I just got here a week ago, trying to set up our place and just work virtually while we can. So Alice told me a little bit about Impact, and I'm really interested to hear more about it.
Great. Well, we'll give you a chance to ask some of your questions. Hi, Patty. Do you have a question?
Hi. No, I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to introduce you guys to my guest, who is Susan Repp.
Hi, Susan.
Susan and I have worked together professionally for a while, and I've told her a bit about Impact 100. Susan is very community minded. She does a lot of volunteer work, particularly with food bank, and she, much like me, she works from home and is looking for, kind of a broader group of people, to women particularly, to connect with. And I said, you know what, you need to meet these women, you need to understand what they do, because I think there's no going back afterward. So I am absolutely delighted that Sue is here tonight. She even told me this morning that she got her hair done today just for us. So
I love it.
that's some really serious commitment, because obviously I did not.
That sounds serious. That sounds serious. So thank you, Patty, for bringing Susan. Susan, do you want to elaborate on anything that Patty has already said in her glowing introduction of you? Oh, you have to unmute your mic.
Maybe can you unmute it for her, Holly, on your side, on the participant?
Got it.
Got it.
I think I got it.
You
Hey,
did.
Sue.
But, Patty, I was getting my hair done anyway, but
You know what?
no,
We're going with my version of the story. Sue.
okay, well,
what
that's
we're gonna
good.
do.
I've been here for 20 years, from Ohio, from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm actually really excited that Jane is here today, because I've spoken at the Manatee County BOCC, and I had a lot of respect for Jane. So I'm excited that she's a part of this group. Patty has said so much about you women and the great things you've done, that I decided to come and take a look and listen for myself as to what you're doing. I've been in real estate for 26 years as a commercial broker. So I do work that's very analytical, and it's kind of nice to break out and actually talk to people and get away from papers and books and numbers sometimes. So thank you for the invite, Patty.
We're happy to have you. We have two more guests in the room. We want to try and get to you very quickly so that we can get down to some more business. Brandy, would you like to tell us about yourself? We can see your beautiful picture. Can we hear you? There you are.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I had to switch from my cell phone. How are you, ladies?
Good.
I've lived here for 36 years, and I was invited by Jamie Black just to join and see what this organization's about. So I'm just going to be all ears and see what you have to say.
Welcome. Thank you so much. And Jamie Browning. Jamie's a very
evening,
special guest
everyone.
in this room.
I'm Jamie Browning, and over the last 2 years, I've watched what a great impact that Impact 100 SRQ has made, and I just want to be part of it as well. So that's why I'm here this evening.
Jamie, what do you do?
I actually am the Director of Development of the Sky Family YMCA.
Well, that's why we're so happy you're here. For those of you who don't know, the Sky Family YMCA was one of our grant recipients last year, and they have been putting all of our members' funds to extremely good use. So we're really happy to have you, Jamie.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful.
Jane?
All right. Well, thank you, Holly. And I think that's everyone. Want to make sure we didn't leave anyone out. My name is Jane Watt, and I'm the lucky gal that gets to lead all of these amazing women of Sarasota and Manatee County. And I'm excited to be with you tonight. So it sounds like we have a few of you that are very familiar with the model and others that aren't not so much. So I'm going to try to just put it all in a little nutshell. And then at any time, feel free to reach out to myself or Holly or any other member, and they will be happy to help you get connected to answer any questions. So Impact 100 SRQ is a very original, unique organization in that it's a very simple model. At least 100 women, we each contribute $1,000, and then 100% of your contribution funds our grants, which we award to nonprofits here in the community. So our first year, we awarded two grants with $228,000. Each were $114,000. The first was to Mothers Helping Mothers, and the second was to the Haven. Both of these projects are complete and working in the community right now. The 3 grant recipients for 2020, as Holly mentioned, one was the Sky Family Y down in Venice. Also, we had the Children's Cancer Center, as well as Mayor's Feed the Hungry. So to date, in our second completed giving year, we've awarded $570,000. The reason that our form of philanthropy is growing so quick is that it's intentional giving at its best. As a member, you decide your level of participation. Of course, the more you participate, the more you will get out of Impact 100. Just a little tidbit that I think blows my mind. This past year was a struggle for all of us, whether professionally, personally, and we had participation rate of 80% of our members volunteered in one capacity or another. So we realized that Impact, yes, our $570,000 in each grant that we award is continuing to change and transform our community in a really big way. But there are other positives that are coming out of being a part of this organization. We are learning of the true needs of the nonprofits. If you choose, you can dig deep, be a part of our focus area committees, read the applications, learn of the missions of the nonprofits that are doing amazing things in our community. And then part of that selection process is helping us determine where the best use of our funds is. If you participate in a focus area committee, we select 5 finalists, and then everybody comes to the annual celebration, gives a 5-minute presentation, and then you as a member cast your vote. 1 woman, 1 vote, 1 mission. So we're 100% volunteer organization. So everything you see is contributed by our generous members, our friends of Impact, and our corporate supporters. So I want to open it up to you all real quick because I don't want us to run out of time. No questions off the table, ask anything, and we're happy to help you out to fill in any of the blanks. So just raise your hand and we'll call on you. Any questions?
Who has a question?
So I do. So how many applications in a normal year, like or for 2020, did you receive?
Yeah, that's a great question, Candace. And we do not share with, in general, how many applications there are. And the reason that we don't do that is that we want all nonprofits to apply. We don't want small nonprofits to be intimidated by the ones that have been in our community for 20 or 30 years. However, I will let you know that there is more than 4,200 nonprofits in Sarasota County. There are more than 700 in Manatee County. So as you can see, there's a great need. And another aspect of Impact 100 is we are working to help the nonprofits write very detailed proposals for new initiatives and projects and possible ways to collaborate with other nonprofits that may be doing a similar program and applying together. So that's the main reason we don't give that number away, but the needs are vast. Does that answer your question?
It does, thank you.
And of course, any nonprofit within Sarasota and Manatee County is free to apply with us for a grant.
Yes. Matter of fact, today it is online, it's available. We're starting a new process, which is an eligibility form. And all nonprofits that are considering to apply need to fill out this eligibility form. And the last date to have that in is, I'm sorry, I'm looking here, is April 22nd. So Any other questions? So, oh, there you go, Jane. Love your name, by the way.
Me too. It was real popular for a while and then it kind of went away. So it's really great. Like yours too. So here's my question. As I said, I've been familiar with the organization for a couple of years now since your beginning. And last year I entertained joining, but I am part of a nonprofit. We are like Impact 100, a totally volunteer board. So we have no paid employees. So all of our board members are very active in the nonprofit. And my question was, I knew we were going to be applying last year, so I didn't want to in any way have the opportunity for some conflict to arise because I made a choice to be a member of Impact 100 and they were applying for a grant. So could you address that? Because I'm going to be honest, they're going to reapply this year because, it's a great opportunity. We did a great job last year. And so that's my question.
And it's a fantastic question. And yes, we want you to join. And as we have Jamie on the call, that's also from Sky Family Y, that was one of our recipients. And the reason is we have this past year, 342 passionate giving women that are looking to learn more about the needs. So our mission is to empower women and lift up nonprofits in our community. So what a better way than if your members, your volunteers, if you join, and then together we continue to educate the community on all the good work that we're all doing. So to answer your question, we have a very strict conflict of interest policy. So when you sign up, you will click on our conflict of interest policy and before your membership is approved. And if you choose to participate in a focus area committee, all of your areas that you give to, you volunteer at, if you're on the board of, those are listed. So if you have a conflict and let's say your organization is going to apply, you would not be able to serve on that particular focus area committee. Believe it or not, we have a few members that have conflicts across the board. And so they help us in consultant positions and different things like that. But the bottom line is it's a level playing field and all nonprofits are looked at equally, fairly, and vetted properly, and each woman gets one vote. Therefore, that's why it works. So we can partner with nonprofits because at the end of the day, it's not just about our $1,000 and the $100,000 grants we give. It's about continuing to transform our community every corner, every way, and doing it together. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. And I just want to say, and Jamie would probably, Browning would attest to this as well, the fairness of your process last year absolutely blew me away. Even when we were dealing with COVID and we had to do the separations and it was, from just right down to the timing of how long you are given to do things. It's so very fair. I truly appreciate that. And it was just one more reason. Though I stayed out last year, I was like, I've just got to find out so I will be joining for sure. I had to make sure. And I know there are a couple of other women in our organization that now that I can take that message to them.
Jane, we so appreciate it. And as you are all aware, we're just beginning our third year.
I know.
And there's so much that nonprofits don't know about us, women in the community don't know about us, and we're continuing to share our mission and our vision. And so there's a clear understanding of what we're doing and the direction we're going. Holly?
I just want to use this opportunity to remind you, because you may know, but just to remind you, Jane, this goes for Jane and everyone, that our membership drive is coming to a close at the end of February. So if you're thinking about joining, now is the time so that we can get your membership rolling, get everything processed, and you can be part of the 2021 giving year. So thank you, Jane.
And to tag on to that, just so you know why there is a deadline. The reason is on February 28th, that's the last day to join for this giving year, the 2021 giving year. Then on March 9th, That's what we call our big reveal. And that's the day that we announce to the entire community and our entire membership how many members we have. And so the reason that's so important is that then the nonprofits know how to write their grants. So the last 2 years, it was just a coincidence that the dollar amount was $114,000. When nonprofits apply for our grants, they need to tell us where every single dollar goes. Okay, it has to be very clearly defined. And then as members, we have to be good stewards of each other's money. So that's why we have a deadline, and that's why it's February 28th, because then we open our application process, go through the review process, and then the first Sunday in November is when we have the annual celebration. That's the day we want everybody to come together. If you're not able to participate in any way at all, that's totally fine, because you design your experience, but we hope you come to that annual celebration. It is so motivating. It's so inspiring. Right now on our homepage in the top left corner, we have a YouTube channel, and you can type in Impact 100 SRQ and go see our annual celebration, and you will hear from last year's 5 finalists, and then see who our 3 recipients are, and learn anything you may want to know about the model. It's in there, and it's fantastic. I encourage you to check it out. Patty?
1 second, Patty. Of course, when you check that out, you will see that everything was done virtually this year because we were the best nonprofit to adapt, and you can vote for us in the best of SRQ. But everything was virtual last year, but we still had everybody join. Patty, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to add, in response to Jane's question, we do have a very strict conflict of interest policy when it comes to serving in the grant phase review process and being on a focus area committee. But our motto is one woman, one vote, one mission. And so that does not prevent you from voting at the annual celebration if, even if the nonprofit that you're associated with is a finalist. Like, that's perfectly okay. Everybody gets a vote. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, that's fine. Like, you can just not vote if you want to, but that's what it is. It's one woman, one vote. And so,
if I could add on, Patty, that was such a great point. And then another point that we make, when you choose to serve on a focus area committee, for example, if I chose to serve on the family committee this year, I sign a confidentiality agreement with that committee. So everything we discuss on that committee, everything we read within the application, all the discussions and the vetting out stays within that committee. You do not discuss it with other members outside of the committee, because we want it to be a level playing field. It's kind of like the telephone game. If everybody was allowed to just speak about anything they wanted, it gets distorted. And we want to make sure that it's a level playing field and decisions are made on the facts. So that's another way that we ensure that it's a level playing field. There's no conflict of interest or like that too. So just another point of clarification.
Thanks, Jane. That was good. Alice.
I just thought I'd mention, and I found this very beneficial this year, and it might be relevant to Candace, because we were virtual. I could participate in the grant evaluation. I wouldn't have been able to do that, and I assume you'll keep that option going forward, because some of us, aren't here in the fall when a lot of the evaluation is going on. And I learned a great deal about the applicants through that process. I served on the education focus committee, and it was really enlightening. And I'm glad that I was able to do that without being in Sarasota.
Alice, thank you so much. And that is one of the positive silver linings of 2020. We had wanted to do a virtual component from the day we began, because a number of our members are seasonal. And then even our members that are year round, a lot of people take off in July and August when it's smoking hot. So that's one of the positives that came out of COVID. We had to adapt and bring our mission forward virtually. So now we're moving forward. We would love to have a hybrid, a virtual component and an in-person component. And we're looking for members, since we're all volunteers, to help us make that happen. We know we can do it, but takes a little bit of work, and I think it's going to be the best of both worlds. We had members participating from Germany, Colorado, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, across the globe, which if 2020 didn't happen, that may not have been made possible. So there are silver linings that come out of it. And impact, if I could say one thing, impact is the positive unity that we need in our community right now. All women are welcome to join. All backgrounds, all social, economic, political backgrounds. We all leave our agendas at the door, but we're joined together with our clear mission, lifting each other up because we're all volunteers, we're all giving women, and then giving high impact grants that are going to make a difference in our community for years to come. So we're just so excited you're here.
Yeah, I think we have two hands up. Christy, you have your hand up, and I think Jane, you have another question.
Okay.
Christy, go ahead.
Hi there, two questions. One is, where do we learn about, where can we learn more about the focus committees? Because I know our time is short here. And the second is I approached my company for a matching gift, and Impact SRQ came back as a religious affiliated organization. So is that accurate?
Thank you for both of those. Let me address the religious first, because what happened somehow when we applied for our 501c3, there was a large, it's GuideStar, it's one of the nonprofits. Somehow they put us in the wrong category. And so we had this change. So I am so thankful, Christy, you brought it up, because we clarified this last year and it was all cleared up, and they said it would never happen again. So I will, Patty's on the call, our governance director, and our advisory director, Tilly, will get right on that. So thank you. So no, we do not do anything that is political, divisive, religious in nature whatsoever. Patty, you want to go ahead, and then I'll answer your second question, Christy.
I just wanted to ask Christy, how long ago was that
Friday.
remade?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. All right. That's all I need to know. Thank you so much. We will get on it right away.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll find out what happened again with those crossed wires, but no, we are a 501c3. And then your second question is, we're so excited. Once you become a member of Impact 100, you are assigned an ambassador. So your ambassador will reach out to you. And the first question they're going to ask you is, what is the best way for us to communicate with you? Whether it's email, text, phone, or even if it's a written letter. Number two, then they're going to ask you how you'd like to participate and become involved. We're so excited this year, we're starting a FACES group. It is another one of the options that you had for this call tonight. And FACES stands for Focus Area Committee Engagement Squad. And that's exactly what these gals are going to do. They are going to help you determine which focus area you would like to serve on. We're going to have training sessions to learn. Many of us have never looked at a 990 before. Why is it important to take a look at board of directors? There's all kinds of exciting things we're all learning together. Some of us are very knowledgeable, others aren't. So when you put us all together, it's just a win-win for all of us. So that FACES group will teach you about it. And then on March 9th at our big reveal, we will have actual signups that day, because each focus area will meet on a different day of the week, a different time. And every year it rotates. So for example, if Mondays at 11 is family this year, next year it would be one of the other 4. So each year, if that's the only time that works for you, you can sign up and be sure to have a wonderful experience and get a broad reach of what's going on in the community. Did I cover all your questions, Christy? Great. Any others? Jane?
I just have one more question of last year when I attended, I think it was actually the nonprofit workshop a year ago. You had the opportunity, and I haven't been on, it probably is still on your homepage, but where women could pair together.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
To,
so this year, shared.
Oh, you moved.
I keep moving around the screen. So this year we are still allowing 2 women to share a membership. However, this will be the last year that we're doing that because we are changing and going to only do full memberships with 1 woman, 1 vote. However, we also, so we have the shared opportunity for this year, and also we have a very robust scholarship program. So if you know anyone that maybe financially, it's been a tough year for so many. And if there's somebody that you think is a giving woman that should be considered for a scholarship, please let us know and we'll have them fill out a form because we want a diverse group of women. We need women from all walks of life, not just women that, you know, can just write a check without thinking about it. And a number of our members do, you know, $1,000 is a sacrificial gift. It's a stop and think amount. And it is February 15th and people haven't had time to budget. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a shared membership this year and scholarship possibilities.
Just to add on to that, Jane, we also offer payment plans to our members, and we can put anyone in touch with our treasurer, Andrea McHenry, to work out a payment plan if the $1,000 is a tough amount to do all at one time.
Well, I just had raised this issue at our last board meeting, and I know there are a couple of women, but our board is full of very middle class working. So that's why I wanted to ask the question so that I could go back to them and let them know if they had the opportunity. And, you know, they may find it, they can do it next year if they can't, if they pair up this year and find they have a great, you know, time and everything works out well and they have, you know, they get engaged, then, you know, then they can worry about the next year. But that was my purpose. I know of two that I need to touch base with.
And we would love that. And that is what the shared membership was intended to do. Because we know it's a lot and we want women that are on the ground, seeing what the needs are, doing the good works every day so they can educate us. And then together we can move forward in continuing to meet needs in our community in a really big way. So yes, Jane, please don't discourage them. We welcome them to join us. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
We have 5 more minutes of questions. We've never had this luxury. We always feel like we're so rushed.
I know. So if there's no questions, I always go back to what your money does here at Impact 100. And I can say for myself, never in a million years could have I given $1,000 in 2019 and another $1,000 in 2020 and turn it into $568,000. Never in a million years. But my vote, my contribution made that happen. And that's why this model works. Each and every grant recipient, I get chills, each and every grant recipient, they all deserved to receive our transformational grant. And there are dozens and dozens more across the community. And as we continue to educate our nonprofits and they submit wonderful initiatives, that is going to grow. So that's why we're only as strong as the number of women that join and then the wonderful, impactful initiatives that the nonprofits submit. Together, we are going to change our community to make it even better than it already is. And this is just the beginning. And we are so excited that you're here tonight. And our door is open with any questions. And be sure to ask them soon because we'd love for you to join by February 28th. And if not, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, visit our website, at least become a contact on our contact list and follow us. And we welcome you to join however is comfortable for you. So thank you.
And so thank you, Jane. That is a perfect way to close the session. What's going to happen in a few minutes is we're going to be popped back into the main room. And I would like to ask a volunteer from this group if they would be so kind. We go back into the main session and you'll be asked who from the guest room wants to talk about their experience. So does anybody want to do that in the main room for us?
It doesn't have to be long, only it could even be like 3 words, whatever you want. If you feel inspired, if you don't, it's okay. But if anybody's willing, we would love it.
Oh, come on. Okay, thanks, Jane. We always like to have a volunteer.
And you can't say I pressured you because we have the same name. That's not fair. So thank you, Jane. Thank you. Any other thoughts, questions? Candace, we're so excited you've moved to Sarasota. We're just thrilled.
Thank you. I am too. I'm so happy to be here. And Chicago got 6 to 12 inches of snow today. So
You're in the
I'm
right
really
place.
happy to be here. And anyhow, it just seems like a really lovely community. So it's very interesting to me to hear about your involvement and your organization's involvement, which all sounds good because, you know, there's my community also, you know, it really is people that make a difference to their community. And anyway, I'm really just happy that something like this exists. So I'm glad to know about you.
Oh, we're so glad that you do know about us. We hope you join us.
And one other point, we're just getting the ball rolling and we're so excited. And Jamie could probably speak to this, but we've had 5 grant recipients. So while they are participating in executing their initiatives, we have the opportunity to partner with them more frequently. So many of you may have heard about the Mayor's Feed the Hungry event. So we were able to help them buy a refrigerated truck so that they could deliver perishable, healthy options to more than 25 food pantries across Sarasota and Manatee County. So we thought, what could we do? We're trying to connect with our members in different ways since things aren't like they used to be. So we filled that truck. We partnered with the Van Wezel, Mayor's Feed the Hungry, and in one day we collected over 2 tons of food that went across our community. So that's just the beginning. We are in the works. I don't know what to give the details before we have them, but we are going to have more fill the truck events across Sarasota and Manatee County, which is so cool because there are so many needs out there. There are thousands of individuals that can't even put the bare necessities of food on their table. 70% of these families have pets. So if they can't feed their children or themselves, how are they going to feed their animals? So the needs are great. And you know what? If Mayor's Feed the Hungry didn't apply and we didn't give them that grant, we would not be as knowledgeable right here at this moment of the true needs of our community. So this is just the beginning, and we hope to partner more and more with nonprofits for years to come. All right, we got to go back to the breakout room. Thanks, everybody. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you. Thank you.